Hello, I'm Tom Bailey, and in today's episode, I'll be getting to know Morgana Rae, who is an international best-selling author, award-winning entrepreneur, and has been a seven-figure mentor coach for 27 years now, as well as a favorite guest on television, radio, and print. So, Morgana, hello, and a very warm welcome to today's episode.
Hello from over the pond. Nice to be here.
Absolutely, over the pond indeed. Whereabouts are you in the world right now?
Southern California, where it never rains.
It never rains. Quite the opposite to here in the UK, where it always seems to be raining. Well, thank you very much for sharing that. And I just want to share a little bit more about you before we do get started. So Morgana has guided tens of thousands of entrepreneurs, innovators, healers, and humanitarians to heal the rift between heart, spirit, and money to save the world as only they can. The title for today's episode is How to Make Yourself Irresistible to Money. And Morgana's going to show us how to do that in just 7 minutes. So,
Nice.
no pressure whatsoever. And question number one today is, who are your ideal clients?
My ideal clients are the Hermione Grangers, like the smartest person in the room, while that guy in the corner is getting all the credit. Sometimes I call them my Athena women because they're super smart. They get stuff done, but sometimes they're so far ahead that they feel like space aliens and people don't understand them, but they are world changers. And I love to play with them.
I love that. Hermione Grangers of the world. Never heard of that one before. And what would you say is typically the biggest challenge that these people face when they start to work with you?
What they think the biggest challenge is that they're hitting their money ceiling. And some of them are like on public assistance, and some of them are already making 6 and 7 figures, but it's too hard, or it's getting in the way of relationship or lifestyle, or they hate what they're doing and they're exhausted. So that's why they think they come to me. But what we really change when we change their relationship with money, and life gets easier, but their relationships get easier, they value themselves more, and they have a better relationship with life, and they have more impact.
Got it. Yeah. Fantastic. And money is such a powerful energy. So, yeah, and it can be used for negative or positive. So what impact does this challenge they have on them or their business?
Well, in my experience, all of our money challenges, and I've coached clients with hundreds of millions and billions of dollars who are stressed out too. Yeah. It's almost like they have more to lose. But what I found on any end of the spectrum is it's never really about the money. It's always what's behind the money, what money represents, which is always issues of, am I lovable? Am I worthy? And am I safe? And when we dive into those, it changes your money experience, where you can make it and keep it with less drama, but also all your relationships get better. And sometimes physical ailments go away too, because it's our relationship with ourselves and life.
So I guess, yeah, one thing I just reflect on then, what you're saying is it's almost like money's linked to the human needs. Like you said, safety, love, warmth, even the Maslow's hierarchy of needs maybe is in there somewhere. Wow, it's very interesting.
It's like a metaphor for life, because it has its fingers in everything, like, where we live, who we have access to, our freedom to like practice our spirituality and philanthropy.
Yeah, I love that. And yeah, great topic for us to dive into. So what would you say for somebody listening who is possibly starting to feel like they're resonating with this message? What's the one piece of advice that you would give them to really help them start to solve this in their life?
Well, I call this process alchemy. So it's the transmutation of leaden human experience into gold, spiritual and material. So the first step is to take off your law of attraction, positive thinking, positive vibration hat, because we want to create polarity leverage like a slingshot. We need to create that tension. So you want to go into everything that isn't working first, because that you the motivation to like rewire your psyche and make a change that sticks. And when we get enough of what makes me feel unlovable, unworthy, and unsafe, we personify it as the monster. And it's like a person who has it in for you and has been torturing you your whole life. Not just money, but things like parents and friends and lovers and business and anything that has just made life not good. We pin it all on the monster so you can get rid of it. The first step to being irresistible to money is slaying the monster that's in the way.
Love that. Fantastic. And characterizing it creates that divide, I guess, from what's you and what's the thing that's holding you back. So for anyone listening then that wants to find out more, they want to, learn more, watch some of your videos, let's say, what's the one resource that you can share with people to help them start to dive into this in more detail?
I would start going to my website at morganarae.com. I have loads of free material, hundreds of articles and videos on my blog, but get started with the free 4-part Money Magnetic video series. It'll go not only into the money monster, but the money honey, the opposite of the monster who loves you and wants to stay with you. So I start with the video series. Also, there's a really great quiz on the homepage to kind of curate my recommendations on your next step based on your current circumstances and relationship with money. So just go to morganarae.com. You will find everything there, including me.
Amazing. So my next question is, I always like to ask this one because it finds out about some of the reasons why you do what you do. And that question is, what would you say is one of your greatest either mistakes you've made in this space or key learnings, and what did you learn from it?
Well, first of all, I failed spectacularly at money. I had the great education. I had half a dozen certifications. I had movie star clients, mountains of testimonials, the tagline, the website, the brochures way back decades ago when we had paper brochures. I had all of it, and I was struggling to make $100 a month in Los Angeles, which is like London. Crazy. And I kept taking classes, getting more certifications, and I wasn't moving the dial until I accidentally changed my relationship with money. I had a coach who said, if your money was a person, who would your money be? When I was in the pits of despair. And I suddenly saw this terrifying guy who repulsed me, who I needed to keep distance from. And that's the moment that my relationship with money became real and I could do something about it. So I failed at everybody else's stuff, and I had to come up with my own. And the next day I got 4 clients, double what I'd ever charged before. And it was like the universe just picked me up like a cat from the scruff of my neck and said, this is what we're going to do. And I said, okay.
I love it. Huge. And I love these stories because, a lot of coaches, they were their first clients, they took themselves on this journey. And now that's why they're so passionate about sharing this with the world. So yeah, that shines through you. And the last question from me today is, what is the one question that I should have asked, but clearly didn't, that would also bring some great value to our audience today?
What is the connection between money and love?
Yeah, I'd love to find out. What is that?
I think you can't separate the two. When we don't have money, we feel unloved by the universe. The way people treat us is totally different. So I think that is always the deepest level. And when we are feeling unloved and abused, it's so painful that it's like we build up walls to protect ourselves. That's why we unconsciously push money away. By the way, we could say the same for love. If we've had our heart broken, we push away what we're consciously pursuing unconsciously to protect ourselves. And then it's like all this money, all this love that wants to come in is being held off, which is why results can happen so quickly and so dramatically. By the way, I did the same process on my relationship with love. I was 45 years old, never, ever married, met my husband 2 months later, and we are 25 weddings deep into getting married 100 times in 100 countries. Because it's just like all that love had been building up.
Yeah. Amazing. What a journey you've been on. And like you said, this is what's helped you now really reinforce it for your clients as well. So Morgana, thank you so much again for your time today, for coming along and sharing such great value in such a short amount of time with our audience.
I loved it. I hope I came in on time. I doubt it.